To this week's Coach's Corner, the first Saturday in October, and what a beautiful Saturday morning, October morning it is. Get out there and enjoy this one. There's, I'm sure, just a few of them left, and this is going to be one of the best ones I think we're going to get. Let's go back to last night, a game heard on K104 and at KSTMradio.com. The Norfolk football team hosted the Greenway Nashwauk-Keewatin Titans for their homecoming game, and the Titans showed why they're one of the leading contenders for the section title as they shut out the Broncos 52-0. GNK led 16-0 after the first quarter and 32-0 at the half. The Broncos are at Virginia next Friday to take on the Blue Devils. The Blue Devils play this afternoon at Minneapolis Edison. They sit at 0-4 on the season. The Broncos now at 0-5. The Little Fork Big Falls Vikings hosted Kelliher Northland last night, and Kate Promisberger returned a third quarter kickoff for a 60-yard touchdown, but it wasn't enough as the Mustangs come away with a 44-6 win over LBF. The Vikings now are also 0-5 on the season, and they are at Northeast Range next Friday for an afternoon contest. Let's run down some of the other football scores from last night across the area. A little surprise here to me. Cook County takes down MIB 26-8. Moose Lake Willow River Moose is at home for the second time this season. They were invincible on their home field. Pine City beats them 20-18. Moose Lake Willow River went for a 2-point conversion with about 90 seconds left, and they just could not get it into the end zone. More over Crosby Arrington 47-28. The CI team, the Broncos, played the last game of the year. Grand Rapids, 57-14 over Hibbing. This was a 14-14 game at the end of the first quarter, and then Grand Rapids absolutely ran over the Blue Jackets in the second, third, and fourth quarters. Two Harbors over Evelyn Gilbert, 27-19. Knew that was going to be a good one, and it was there. Proctor 30-12 over Denfeld. Bouquet, in my mind, an upset over Hermantown 27-16. Chisholm downs Wasabi East 28-14. Esco 0-5 on the season. Just I'm stunned. Aiken defeats them 34-19. No shame in losing to Aiken. They're a very good ball team, but to say Esco's 0-5 scares the heck out of me. Wrenshall 24-14 over McGregor. Big Fork in overtime over Northeast Range 16-14. Rush City downs Deer River 19-14. Southridge 42-21 better than Carlton. Cromwell all over their neighbors. Floodwood 42-0. Northwood 66. Lake of the Woods 20. And Ely, I read on a tweet this morning, rushed for over 600 yards. That's not a typo, I don't believe. They rushed for over 600 yards as Ely defeats Hill City Northland 62-8. Rogers, Mark Cranes, his crew 21-0 winners, 21-0 winners over St. Francis. And Brooklyn Center, who the Broncos play in 2 weeks down there, they were defeated by St. Agnes by a final score of 13-6. And St. Agnes plays Evelyn next week, so maybe we'll get kind of a judge on where things are at in that department. The Bronco girls and swimming and diving team was down in Grand Rapids yesterday evening for the IRC meet. They come in fourth place overall, a nice effort as they come in behind Hibbing, who won the meet with 315. Grand Rapids 305, Wasabi East at 230, and the Falls at 219, just ahead of Evelyn at 204. The 200 medley relay team of Caroline Stone, Emily Sari, Emma Meisner, and Claire Herzig, they come in first. They have yet to be defeated yet this season. They win in a time of 1:59.19. Emma Meisner comes in sixth in the 200 freestyle. Caroline Stone fourth in the 200 IM. Claire Herzig fourth in the 50 free. Alyssa Mathis third in diving. Emma Meisner third place in the 100 butterfly. Lindsay Lucia sixth in the 500 free. The 200-yard freestyle relay team, of Anna Hurley, Emma Meisner, Caroline Stone, and Claire Herzig take fourth. Caroline Stone a second in the 100 backstroke. Emily Sari first in the 100 breaststroke. Claire Herzig in fifth. And the girls performed very well. I know all the girls, I believe, in the top 3 or 4 there end up becoming all conference, and I didn't have the exact number on that, but congratulations to them. Also last night, the Rainy River volleyball team was at home. They were taking on Northland Community College and Technical College, and they improved to 11-8 overall, 5-2 in the Northern Division as they went in 3 straight sets, 25-18, 27-25, and 25-21. And they're sitting over here enjoying breakfast. We'll have them on the air here in about 5 minutes. We'll get a rundown of last night's match and their upcoming match this morning as they play at 11 a.m. The Twins set the club record last night for most losses in a season as they lose their 103rd as they fall to the Chicago White Sox 7-3. The two teams play again tonight at 6:10. Pregame begins at 5:25 on K104. The Minnesota Lynx took a 2-0 series lead on Friday night as they defeated the Phoenix Mercury 96-86 in Minneapolis. Ryan Moore, no surprise, led the way with 26 points. Lindsey Whalen added 16 for the Lynx. The Minnesota Lynx can wrap up this 5-game series on Sunday afternoon at 4 o'clock as they will travel to Phoenix to take on the Mercuries. Last night in the college ranks a little bit, a top 10 game between number 7 Stanford and number 10 Washington. Washington all over Stanford 44-6. Just an absolute shocker in that department. The number 2 ranked nationally UNB volleyball team in Division II. They defeat number 1 Concordia St. Paul in 5 sets. That must have been a dandy. College hockey got started last night. The women were in action. UNB gets a 3-3 tie against number 3 ranked Boston College. Minnesota downs Lindenwood 3-0. St. Cloud State defeats Merrimack 4-2. Bemidji State over Syracuse 2-1. And Cato beats IRT 2-1. In overtime, men's hockey gets started today. UNB gets their season started at Amsoil tonight at 7 o'clock as they take on Michigan Tech. UNB ranks 6th in the nation, Michigan Tech ranked 17th, so right off the bat, the Bulldogs get things started. They play tonight at 7 o'clock, and if I remember right, it's tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Of course, the Ryder Cup going on. The USA just got things started in a blaze of glory yesterday as they won all 4 foursome matches in the morning. The afternoon didn't go so well as the Europeans won 3 out of 4, so after day 1 the score sits at 5-3. The matches are going on already this morning as they got started at 7:30. And a quick update here, Rory McIlroy and Thomas Pieters are 3 up through 6 over Fowler and Mickelson. Koepka and Snedeker for the United States are 2 up through 5 over Stenson and Fitzpatrick. Jimmy Walker and Zach Johnson are all square with Justin Rose and Chris Wood through 4. And the American team of Reed and Spieth are 2 up through 3 over Garcia and Cabrera. What's going on today? Well, it's another busy day around the area. As I already mentioned, Rainy River Volleyball taking on Central Lakes, 7-0 Central Lakes in the Northern Division at 11 a.m. Get out there and support the team. Give them something to play for. The Bronco cross country teams down in Duluth today at the Swain. It's an all-day event. The junior high JV races all take place during the day. The varsity races don't come till later in the afternoon. Stay tuned to Facebook and we'll get things updated for you there. The Rainy River baseball teams are having an alumni doubleheader at Sheila Field today at 1 o'clock. Fort Francis Lakers, they host Thunder Bay tonight at 7:30 at Baseball Kids Arena. Gophers in college football, they are at Penn State to open their Big Ten season. That takes place at 2:30 this afternoon. You can see that game on BTN. A little closer to home, maybe St. John's. Gunnar Anderson and his team are at Bethel at 1 o'clock. Bemidji State is at Mary at 1 o'clock. UND hosts Moorhead at 1 o'clock. North Dakota State versus Illinois State at home today at 1 o'clock. And all these games, now that it's got to October, moving up a little bit. And UND takes on Cal Poly at 1 o'clock. A couple of big top 10 matchups today in college football. Louisville versus Clemson tonight at 7 o'clock. I think that'll have my attention. And this afternoon, number 4 Michigan takes on number 8 Wisconsin at 2:30. Both those games on ABC. They got a couple of blockbusters there. One other top 25 matchup. Number 11 Tennessee takes on number 25 Georgia. The Vikings, remember, don't play on Sunday. They play Monday night as they take on Eli Manning and the New York Giants at 7:20. I believe the pregame starts at 6:30 on K104 for that one. The Packers have a bye this week, and the Detroit Lions are at the Chicago Bears. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back with the Rainy River Community College Volleyball team. You're listening to Coach's Corner, live from Hardee's on K104 and online at KSDM Radio. Welcome back to Coach's Corner for our second segment, and I don't know exactly how long I have. I know it's probably a short time, so we shouldn't mess around. We got to get these ladies out of here for their big match this morning. As I'm joined by the Rainy River volleyball team, head coach Mel Millerberg, and players Cassandra Moffett, Maddie Filipiak, and AJ Ori. And Mel, it's been a good week so far.
Yeah, we've had a great week.
It's one of those days when you wake up in the morning and the sun is shining literally and figuratively. Which win? And I think I'm going to ask everybody this question: which match was a bigger win? Was it beating Mesabi on the road on Wednesday or defeating Northland last night?
Oh, I think Mesabi on Wednesday, it gave us a lot of confidence, and it was just a great win, especially when you can win on the road.
Cassandra, you agree with Coach that Mesabi was the bigger win, or better to win at home against Northland last night?
I think Mesabi was a better win.
Okay, Maddie, how about you?
I agree. I think Mesabi too.
AJ? Yeah, it is one of those. Mesabi is always a battle, and they beat you guys up here earlier. I think it was the first match of the Northern Division season up here, and so to get back at them. So this team is sitting at 5-2 in the Northern Division, 11-8 overall. If my figures are correct, you guys are shaking your head, so I must have did something right this morning. Is this about where you expected the team to be, Coach?
Well, yeah, but I think they've surprised me a little bit in the last week. You know, beating Mesabi up Mesabi was huge, but everybody just really came to play. I think a turning point was maybe last weekend at Wahpeton. We went down there and played all the D2 schools, and I think we maybe surprised ourselves that we started out, we beat Botno, and then we hung in there with all the rest of them. So I don't know about you guys, but I thought we were like, we can do this.
Well, I think AJ shook her head over there. What did you guys do so well last weekend, despite losing 3 out of 4? What went well for this team? What finally maybe clicked for this team, AJ?
We started playing together a lot better, and we started to hit the ball and communicating a lot.
Coach, you've been doing this community college gig for almost 30 years, I think, if my memory serves me correctly. Is that typical most community college teams, that it takes maybe the first month of the season before they all click? Or is it kind of all over the board? Or is it something that this doesn't really surprise you that this is about the time they've come together?
Yeah, it kind of depends on how many freshmen you have. Right now, I start 3 sophomores, you know, these guys, and then 3 brand new freshmen. So it takes a little bit of time to get to know each other and trust each other. I think that was a key word.
Is this, what else has this team done this week, though? Because Coach seemed to think that Wednesday was a pretty important match, and you guys agreed. Maddie, what did you guys do so well on Wednesday night to get the match win down in Virginia?
You know, I think we just kept pushing even when we would get down a couple points. We didn't let up. We just kept fighting and believed in ourselves.
You guys, all sophomores here, what's the difference between playing from last year to playing this year? What do you see in yourself as, I'll start with you, Cassandra, because Maddie's passing you the microphone. What do you see as maybe personally your biggest improvement from being a freshman to being a sophomore this year?
That we have to be like leaders and like get everybody to go up and stuff, and like our whole game has gotten better, I think, because we have a year of experience, so we just gotta play harder, I think.
AJ, how about you? What do you see as maybe the difference from playing from last year to this year?
Well, being a sophomore and a setter, I get to control the game, so I also have to control how they act and react from every play.
Maddie, how about for you?
You know, I think just being a leader and getting everyone up when they need to be and just playing well as a team.
You mentioned being a setter, AJ. Do these girls fight? The ladies fight over who's getting the amount of sets? Is there a little payback going over on here on the side? I need a few more. No, I know that's not the way it is. Seriously, how do you go to the hot hand? How do you decide where you're going? Because you know, if one or somebody else was going, if I were the coach, I'd be like, just keep going until they stop. Do you have that same mentality, or how do you make up your mind where you're going with the set?
I do like to go to the hot hand because that'll obviously score you points, but once the other team catches on to that, I like to mix it up and surprise them.
Do you find yourself sometimes as hitters not maybe being ready, thinking that, well, she's going back over here to the hot hand, or are you guys always ready?
Yeah, you gotta always be ready, but she's a good setter, so sometimes you're just like, oh, okay, I'm getting it.
I'm getting it. Coach, a big match coming up today. Talk about Central Lakes. They're always at the top of the division, one of those teams that always seems to be there. They're 7-0 coming in, but Hibbing took a set from them last night, I see.
And Itasca went 4 with them the other day too, so everybody's telling me, they're texting me that, you know, if we hit the ball, we have a great chance of beating them. And that's one thing I just wanted to say. The difference with our team, we have 5 hitters, and 4 of them are really consistent and can get a lot of kills. You know, Maddie is just really good because she just doesn't make many errors. So when Maddie's hot, you know, definitely we want to get her the ball. But, you know, like last night, Elle had 7, Cassandra had 8, Maddie had 18, and Sandy had 10. So they can't just focus just on Maddie because other kids step up.
What is it? And I would imagine maybe you've seen Central Lakes already. What does Central Lakes bring to the plate today for a match that well is going to have a lot of bearing coming down the stretch on whether you make the Region 13B tournament in the whole business there. So
Yeah, well, they've got Rachel Mathias is back as a sophomore. She's 6'2". She's a she's solid, but Maddie will match up against her and they'll have a battle. But they're just solid. They've got such a great recruiting area. They run JOs right out of their gym, so you know they can kind of pick who they want. So they're solid, but everybody is telling me they are not as good as they have been in the past.
So what? And again, here's somebody who's never played volleyball. Almost was a head volleyball coach once upon a time. That's another story, but we can talk about that another day. What's the game plan going into today? What do you do, or is it more like I hear with like the high school volleyball coaches? You're taking care of yourself and you worry about yourself and you react to what the other team is doing, or do you go in with a plan like we've got to go left side versus right side, or what kind of goes into that, Coach?
Well, I just feel we have to hit the ball. If we get tippy, we're not going to win, and that's kind of across the board with all of the teams we play. And because we have 5 hitters, we have to attack, and we can't miss serves. You know, we have to. So yeah, take care of ourselves. And you know, we want to block. Maddie's a good blocker. Cassandra. You know, they just. If we can stop Rachel a few times, I think that'll help our momentum.
Being hitters, ladies, you kind of have. You can't see it at home because Sandra gets handed the microphone and she rolls her eyes. I didn't want to talk. I just wanted to get free breakfast. That's all I wanted to do and be on TV. But anyway, what is the mentality? Because Coach is saying swing through, but maybe you've been blocked 2 or 3 times in a row, and you can see a spot right over there where if I just pop it in there. So do you and Coach get into conversations about whether you should be swinging through or you should be tipping?
Well, I kind of talk to AJ a lot, and she'll tell me like to just tip it where it's open. And so if I miss a couple, I'll kind of just roll it to the middle and hope for I get a tip, and usually I do.
And Cassandra had a huge roll shot kill down in Masabi. That was a really just a big turning point. It was at set 4, I think. So yeah, they're very good at that.
Maddie, same thing. You kind of have to have that killer attitude. Is that maybe not the right word for it, but that you're gonna try to go through the block or make it so difficult that they're not going to be able to stop it.
Yeah, I always try to just swing my hardest, and if I get blocked, then I just have to use the block the next time and see what I can do.
Matches coming up, Coach. Like I said, I mentioned today's match at 11 o'clock at home. Get on out and watch this. But what match maybe is coming up down the stretch? Coach has been looking ahead, and I imagine you guys have as well. Is there somebody you guys who get to play here in the second half of the regular season that you're looking forward to? Maybe a little revenge from the first half of the season, or is there kind of one of those teams out there that we always love to play? AJ, I'll start with you.
I'm just looking forward to playing everybody again and beating the people that are most.
Maddie?
I think I'm ready to play Itasca again.
Fantastic. Cassandra, how about you?
I can ask her.
Why? I'll ask you the tough question.
They
Why?
lost them in the court, and I don't think we should have. So when they come here, we're gonna have our home court advantage and beat them.
Coach, what do you see maybe coming up
Yeah,
as important, at least as an important match? Because right now you guys are 5-2, and I think sitting in 3rd in the division.
Yeah, I think
so,
that's right.
So,
Well, you know who's going to be a huge match for us girls is Hibbing at Hibbing. You know, they're below. They're probably in, 5th place maybe. But last night they took Central Lakes to 4th. They're a good team, and especially on their home court. So we've got to get that win. And then I agree, Itasca at home. It's always fun to play them. And try to get some revenge because we did not play our best out there.
ladies, I wish you best of luck. I know you got to get out and get prepared for the match. Thanks for coming in. Best of luck today, and hopefully we'll be talking about a Region 13B berth in a few few weeks.
I hope so. Thanks, Tim.
Coach Mel Millerburn, Cassandra Moffat, Maddie Filipiak, and AJ Ori joining me here. We'll take a break and we'll come back with the Bronco Trap Shooting Team. You're listening to Coach's Corner, live from Hardee's on K104 and online at KSDMradio.com. Welcome back to Coach's Corner for our third segment, and joined by the members of the Bronco Trap Shooting Team, Coach Steve Battalion and Corey Battalion and Gage Bergstrom. And trap shooting, probably a lot of people don't know a lot about it, but it is the fastest growing sport in the state high school league ranks, and it is something that is, well, it's run a little bit differently, Steve. There's no way around this. You guys shoot on Sundays and Wednesdays. You guys fitting it in, trying to accommodate kids that are playing football, cross country, all this other stuff, right?
That's correct. We try to work around all the other sports as best we can. We want to make it convenient for all of our shooters, whether you want to play volleyball, football, cross country, whatever happens to be going on, we want to make it work for everybody.
And you guys get 2 seasons, so you get the fall season and the spring season, which of course confuses the heck out of me, but the fall season is more of a kind of a pre-season type of thing. Is that a good way of assessing it?
Absolutely. We take the fall season as extra practice, basically. We still compete through the conferences, through the state high school league, with the other high schools, and but it's more of a practice, and it's nice to get new shooters in so they get a first time round before the spring season comes. They kind of know what to expect. And we don't have a state tournament at the end of the season in the fall, but we do in the spring.
Corey, what's the draw to trap shooting? What's the number one reason why you do it?
I like to shoot.
You like to shoot. So obviously, and of course in the fall, and I think this is maybe the big thing about it, the kids are out bird hunting anyway, so what a better way to go out and get a little extra shooting in, correct, Corey? Exactly. Gage, what is it for you that is the draw for trap shooting?
Well, you know, it's pretty much the same as Corey. I just like shooting up, getting out there and shooting some clays, helps with hunting too.
It seems to me, and maybe the hockey people or whatever might disagree, it seems like it would be an expensive sport to, you gotta have the shotgun, and then you gotta have the shells, and these kids are making, well, Corey made 37 last week, Gage got 34 out of 50, so you go out and shoot 50 shells. Who's footing the bill for all the bullets? Who's doing it, Steve?
Well, the students have been really good, along with the parents. Fundraising and the community has really been huge in helping us out. So yeah, we do the fundraising, and that seems what pays for the clays and for the ammunition. So.
Yeah, I'm sure the clay pigeons, like you said, you're firing out a couple, probably 1,000 or better a week, I would guess. So it's got to be very spending. Talk about the challenges. What's the toughest thing? Tell me, because I'm going to be brutally honest with you. I've shot clays probably the last time when I was in my 30s, and probably have only done it twice in my life, and I don't own a gun, so I don't go out and do these kinds of things. So tell me, what's the toughest thing about trap shooting, Corey?
Just to get your focus in and follow those birds and get right out, knowing when to pull the trigger.
Gage, how about for you? What's the biggest challenge?
Pretty much just keeping a good mental attitude and staying focused and not wandering off.
And I see Coach shaking his head over here. Yes. I'd have to agree. You're shooting. If I went out and watched one day, you're shooting 5 at a time.
And yeah, we shoot 5 shooters at a time.
So then they get to shoot 5. They shoot once, and then it cycles around. Kind of give a typical round when you guys are shooting on a Sunday afternoon or Wednesday evening.
Okay, typical round is you shoot 25 clays through a round. You'll have 5 shooters at 5 stations, 1 at each station, and we shoot 1 round apiece, and then you move on to the next shooter. So it's 5 shots, and then the first guy shoots again, and and then you shoot those 5 rounds at each station, and you move up to the next one, and you rotate until you get to the 5th station.
How many places are they throwing clays from again? Remind me, is it just one or is there multiple places?
Yeah, just 1 station.
So how do you know do you already know before the clay comes out of there where it's going, Corey?
No idea.
No idea. So what's the key to tracking it? I mean, is there a spot you're looking on that bunker? I mean, is it right in the middle? Where are you trying to pick up that clay at? What's the way to do it?
Well, it depends on how much station you're at. The farther over you are, farther over on the block you focus on.
So, I mean, the clays are going obviously up in the air, but they're also going pretty much straight out of the bunker, Steve. Is that a good way?
Yeah, we have an oscillating thrower, which is standard for the PTA trap, and you never know what direction it's going. So those clays travel at about 45 miles per hour coming out of the thrower, and that oscillates, so you just don't know what direction they're going. You'll have a straightaway, you'll have hard rights, and you'll have hard lefts, which hard lefts and hard rights are by far the hardest.
Sure. Wind gauge. How do you with trap? Do you have to play for the wind a little bit, or talk a little bit about the challenges of that? You know, I look out last night. There wasn't a stitch of wind at the football game. I'm sure that makes it a lot easier. But what do you got to do differently when the wind's blowing, Gage?
Well, when the wind blows, sometimes it can throw the trap way up in the air, or it can make the time that the trap is in the air less by pushing it down. So you can be tracking the bird, and then all of a sudden a gust of wind will come and it'll blow it way off course. So that just makes it kind of difficult when you get into your groove of shooting, and then all of a sudden the trap is doing something way different.
Sure. So talk about where you're focusing at, Corey. Tell me, you know, in my novice look at it, you'd be looking right at that target, and you're just following with your eye, and you're taking over. Is that what you're doing, or are you trying to lead it a little bit? Where are you supposed to be looking? What are the coaches telling you?
You always got to lead it a little bit.
So so when you're following that pigeon, that clay pigeon, do you actually have your eyes a little bit in front of it? I mean, are you looking out there, or are you kind of focused on the pigeon itself?
You're always a little bit ahead of it. Make sure you're hitting it.
Make sure you're hitting it, Coach. Is that kind of the key to having those numbers be up in the 40s?
Absolutely. It's always it's focus. Make sure you're focused. Stay on your game, and you follow your clays. As soon as you get ahead of that clay, squeeze the trigger and keep following through. You got to keep that barrel moving. Otherwise, if you stop, you're shooting behind it every time.
I know you got to be focused. Obviously, you're dealing with a very dangerous weapon. There are those concerns, but once you kind of get into the shooting, you're into the rounds gauges. Are you having fun with the other guys, or in between the shots, or is everybody kind of have their game face on, so to speak, and everybody is really serious while they're shooting? How does that all react?
Well, you know, sometimes it's like we're just up there having fun doing this, but sometimes when you really want to shoot well on stuff, it's a really nice day, you really want to get a good score, then yeah, most of the time people are just having their game faces on and being serious. And
Is it easy to tell when the game faces are on, when somebody is not ready to joke around, Corey?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. So I know I just had I had a message on Facebook the other day. Somebody was looking to be able to join the trap team. I can get that information to you after we get off the air. If so, you have that. You're still willing to take kids on to this. So how do they get a hold of you, Steve?
Hey, absolutely. We'll take on new shooters every week. We actually just completed our first week of shooting, but we'll be happy to take on new shooters. You won't be registered with the high school league until you want to line up for the spring shoot. But welcome to come out and shoot. Meet us out there. We start shooting at 5 o'clock on Sundays and at 3 o'clock on Wednesdays. That's yearly update.
Sure.
And we'd be happy to take you on and help you out.
So they can just contact Bill Mason at the school. Is that the easiest way, or?
Yeah, our community ed also, they've been very good about helping us out, and or you can get a hold of us through the Minnesota Clay Target League also. You can go on the website, and Eric Norstad, the head coach, his name is on there, my name's on there, and yeah, and anybody around town that knows us, get a hold of us, we'll help you out.
You mentioned you got something special going on tomorrow afternoon. Talk a little bit about what you got going on tomorrow.
Yeah, we sure do. Our local law enforcement, of course, hasn't been a lot of good press about law enforcement throughout our whole country, so our local law enforcement has actually come to us, and we are just welcoming in open arms to come out and shoot. They're going to shoot against our students, athletes, on Sunday at 3 o'clock, this Sunday. And they're bringing like 15 to 20 members of law enforcement, everything from our county attorney to our sheriff and some border patrol people.
Okay.
Yeah, local police department. So it's going to be a good time. We're going to shoot side by side. The public is more than welcome to come out and attend, and we welcome to come.
I know where you guys shoot, and I don't know if I could drive to it without a lesson, so kind of explain where you guys shoot at for people who might say, geez, I'd like to go out and see at least where they're shooting and what they're doing and how it all is set up. How can you easily explain it to somebody?
Okay, I guess I couldn't tell you the county roads that we have to take, but we go east on Highway 11, going towards Rainy Lake, go just past the Roadhouse nightclub, take a right. It's kind of an angled road. It's gravel, and it angles off to the right. Goes up just maybe about 2 or 3 blocks, and there's another gravel road that goes to the south, which would be to the right there. Follow that all the way to the end. It's called Moonlight Rock out there. And you'll cross the railroad tracks, keep on going, you'll hit a T, take a left, and you'll see all the cars, you'll see the people on the right-hand side, and if you go too far, you hit the archery range on the left side. So,
There you go.
and it's a dead-end road, so it's pretty easy to find. The road is really good, so the county takes good care of it. So.
Well, I appreciate you guys coming in this morning. I wish you best of luck the rest of the way through the fall. And of course, next spring when things get a little more intense, because you got the state tournament, the state shooting thing at the end in June, right? Down in Alexandria?
Yeah, Alexandria, that's a big shoot. There's over 8,000 students, athletes shot in that tournament last spring. We had 5 of our shooters come down there, and we had a great time. They kind of finished in the middle of the pack, but which is really good amongst 8,000 shooters. Our students actually finished 3rd in our conference last year. We had actually Corey finished 2nd in the conference for female shooters, so which is really a good accomplishment. So.
Again, I wish you guys the best luck. Thanks for coming in on a Saturday morning, and have fun doing what you're doing.
Oh, we appreciate it. Thanks. Just one note, we'd like to get as many girls as we can to come out there. We only have Corey shooting as a female shooter right now. And earlier we had quite a few in the first couple of years, and they kind of had other things going on, so we welcome the girls to come out and shoot. They do really well.
Sounds good. Steve Battalion, Corey Battalion, and Gage Bertram joining me here. We'll take a break and we'll come back with our final segment. You're listening to Coach's Corner, live from Hardy's on K104 and online at KSDMradio.com. Welcome back to Hardy's for our final segment. In case I get a rush at the end, again, I want to thank my guests this morning, the Rainy River volleyball team, and also the Bronco trap shooting team for coming in this morning. Always good to hear about the other sports. It's trap shooting, something new, and it's always good to hear about what is happening there. Let's talk about the week that was. Let's head back to last Saturday. We talked about the Voyager volleyball team. They go 1-3 in the tournament, 0-2 on Saturday as they lost to the North Dakota School of Science, and also lost to St. Cloud Tech in those 2 matches last Saturday. The Viking volleyball team, they were down in Virginia for a weekend tournament. They got to play 3 matches, and they lost in 2 sets. They lost to Southridge, MIB, and Northwoods over the weekend. Kaylee Kennedy, 12 kills, 17 digs. Emily Franz, 11 kills. Anna Imhoff, 19 digs. Danica Clemenson, 20 set assists and 4 ace serves. And Sydney Went, 17 set assists. On Monday, there was no action. Tuesday, the Bronco cross-country teams traveled to Ely. The girls took 3rd place with 54, behind Ely with 37, and Evelyn Gilbert with 51. Lexi Erickson, she takes 1st place again. Gwyneth Shiner's 11th. Avery Savonin 12th. Anna Wendell's 13th, and Faith Black takes 17th. Melody Rule right behind in 18th, and Melissa Showquist in 19th. The boys, they come in 2nd behind Ely. Ely scored an incredible 19. The lowest you can score is 15 in cross country. They had 19. The Falls right behind them with 57. John Coleman takes 6th. Jake Erickson 7th. Hunter Wilson 14th. Bronco Laughlin 15th. And Joe Glowak takes 21st. The Bronco volleyball team was in Hibbing on Tuesday. They lose in 3 sets, 25-23, 25-18, and 25-20. Leading the way for the Broncos was number 9 here again, Jenna Sullivan, 5 kills, 2 ace blocks. And along the way, they also got Lauren Radio back. She had a big day in the back row, 32 digs. And 6 kills for Bailey Millette, along with 3 ace blocks. The Little Fork Big Falls Vikings volleyball team, they lost in 3 sets to Deer River. Kaylee Kennedy had 9 kills, Emily Franz 7, and Sydney went 21 set assist. We mentioned the Rainy River volleyball team gets the big win in 4 sets down at Mesabi Range. Maddie Filipiak had 11 kills, 4 blocks, 14 digs. Cassandra Moffat 10 kills, Sandy Thompson 7 kills, and AJ Horry 31 set assists. Thursday, the Bronco volleyball team had to go on the road again, twice on the road for homecoming week. That's tough. They lose in 3 sets to Grand Rapids, 25-17, 25-12, 25-11. In that match, Jenna Sullivan with 3 kills. Emma Gilbert had 5, and Bianca Carlson 12 set assists to go along with 3 kills. The Little Fort Big Falls Vikings volleyball team, they finally broke that losing streak. They've been working at it. They take down Nashwauk Keewatin 3-0, 25-19, 25-18, 25-13. In 3 short sets, Kaylee Kennedy had 15 kills. Wow. Danielle Pekarski 7 kills, and Danica Clemenson 4 ace serves. Hannah Clark added 3 ace serves herself. Results from the trap shooting team from this week: top 5, Sydney Norstead 43, Cole Mann 40, Aaron Early 40, Corey Battalion, who we just had on here, had 37, and Nathan McRoberts also had 37. The Bronco football team lost 52-0 to GNK last night. The Little Fort Big Falls Vikings volleyball team lost 44-6 to Kelliher Northholm. The Rainy River volleyball team down Northland in 3 sets. And the Bronco girls swimming and diving team takes 4th place down at the Iron Range Conference meet. Showed themselves very, very well down there. As I mentioned, going on today, the Rainy River volleyball team at 11 a.m. at home as they take on Central Lakes. The cross-country teams are down at the Swain in Duluth, going on all day. The Lakers are at home against Thunder Bay tonight at 7:30 at Ice for Kids Arena. And we've got baseball going on over at Sheila Field starting at 1 o'clock. The Rainy River baseball team with their alumni tournament. Tomorrow, the Lakers play Thunder Bay in the second game of, I'll say, at a doubleheader, the weekend series, as they take on Thunder Bay at 1:30 tomorrow afternoon. No sports on Monday. Tuesday, the LBF volleyball team, they host Cherry. The Bronco volleyball team hosts Chisholm, and the cross-country teams are in Babbitt. On Wednesday, Rainy River takes that big trip down to Hibbing, as Coach mentioned. Mel Milburn mentioned that match at Hibbing going to be a big one. That's the only thing going on Wednesday. Thursday, the girls swimming and diving team, they head back down to Rapids for a quadrangular. The Bronco volleyball team is at home to take on Evelyn Gilbert. The cross-country team runs on Tuesday, and then on Thursday again at Hibbing. The Bronco football team is at Virginia next Friday. The Viking volleyball team, the Viking football team heads to Northeast Range. The Rainy River volleyball team has a home match again next Friday as they take on Fond du Lac. And then next Saturday, the girls swimming and diving team, they're down in Denfeld for an invite. The Lakers are at Minnesota on Saturday night, and the Bronco volleyball team is in an all-day tournament at Esco. That's going to wrap it up again. I want to thank everybody here at Hardee's for taking care of our guests. Thanks to Brandon back at the station. Thanks to all our sponsors, but most of all, thank you for listening to Coach's Corner, live from Hardee's on K104 and online at ksdmradio.com.